Shoefiti in North American. Strolling the streets of the United States, you must have seen the pairs of shoes thrown up on the wires, especially in the Old City area. I think many people, like me, are curious where these shoes come from. Who threw it up? What the hell is going on? I bet you're also eager to solve this puzzle. The act of hanging shoes from high places such as power poles, branches, and street lights is called shoefiti in the United States, and can be said to be a specialized term. This behavior typically occurs in urban environments, and is considered a form of street culture, as well as an art form. There are many legends about the origin of shoefiti, and there are also urban legends circulating on the internet about different versions of shoefiti. The theory that the shoes swaying on the wires at the point of drug purchase indicate that the location is a major drug trading location, or a drug dens, is the most widely circulated. When you see these shoes hanging, you should know there are slums around here, gangs everywhere, and even drug trading locations, said one netizen. However, many people claim that the shoes hanging on imply a belief in drugs, and are just a city legend. No wise drug dealer would advertise in this way. They are selling drugs because it would put them in a situation of arrest. This theory involves gang activity and violence. It is rumored that in urban areas with relatively chaotic security, hanging shoes are often used by triad groups to declare regional sovereignty and divide boundaries. In the past, gang members could freely bully the weak passers-by here, ordering them to take off their shoes and then throw them onto the wires in order to despise these losers. In Kansas City, gang members used these shoes to mark their territory in the 1990s. It can be said that these shoes are a message or warning to others. Several state prison inmates claimed that they had thrown shoes onto wires in the past to notify other members or gangs that a specific person was responsible for a specific neighborhood. In 2003, East Los Angeles, LA, conducted a large-scale shoe demolition operation. The city has been severely damaged. People hang their shoes on wires. Local residents are concerned that these shoes indicate the location where young people purchase drugs, or worse, maybe gang territory. James Caan, the then mayor, delivered a speech to the residents, pointing out that they would no longer tolerate shoes hanging on wires. Another theory here is that when a person loses in gambling, their shoes are thrown onto the wires. Some people believe that this is a form of gambling game called shoes on wires, where losers must throw their shoes onto the wires. This theory resonates with many people. If you search on forums or websites, some netizens claim that their friends threw away their shoes after losing the bet. Another explanation is that children will throw their friends' shoes onto the wires to make fun of them. This explanation is very reasonable because we all know how naive and cute children are. They will do anything they find interesting without any reason at all. In some cultures, young people are required to discard items of personal significance during adulthood ceremonies to officially become adults. Throwing bachelor's hats is already outdated. These items can be clothes, shoes, or other items. Throwing these items onto the wires may be to indicate that they have been discarded and no longer represent the identity of young people. Some people also say that this behavior originated during the Vietnam War, when American soldiers would throw their military boots onto wires to indicate that their mission was completed and they could go home. Of course, this explanation may also be related to customs in specific urban slums, as young people in these areas may face challenges and pressures of adulthood rituals. Some people say that throwing shoes is to commemorate those who died. Legend has it that when his soul returns, it will walk as high as the shoes hanging on it, that is to say, closer to heaven. Although there is no tradition of throwing shoes in the United States, in some cultures, throwing shoes is indeed seen as a way of showing respect and mourning. It is said that the number of shoes hanging represents the number of deaths. When a person dies, hanging their favorite shoes on a wire represents people in shoes. People die, shoes die, the body has passed away, and the spirit is immortal. In addition to the above statements, there are also rumors that it is a form of artistic expression similar to art graffiti, and that throwing away shoes is equivalent to saying goodbye to the past. Of course, there are not only shoes on the wires but also items such as clothes, jeans, and so on. More interestingly, near Route 66 in the United States, there are several mysterious shoe trees filled with shoes. It is reported that there was a couple arguing here at that time. The wife threw her shoes onto a tree and angrily left. The husband also threw them aside and chased her back barefoot. A few years later, they returned here to commemorate their last argument and reconciliation, so they hung their babies' shoes on the tree as a souvenir. After seeing it, people followed suit, and thought that hanging shoes on this tree would bring good luck. Overall, there is no clear source for the origin and significance of Shoefiti's behavior of throwing shoes onto wires. Although some theories may be more convincing than others, no theory can be proven because there is no conclusive evidence to prove any theory. In fact, this behavior has occurred around the world, possibly with different origins and meanings in different places, or simply as a form of popular culture or artistic expression. Have you seen any scenes of shoes hanging from power poles in the United States? Do you think it's related to danger? Welcome to Speak Freely.